Good morning, guys. So, this week I had a really demanding work week, and that's not me complaining. That is legitimate facts. It was a very demanding work week, and I figured that the best way to celebrate that it's over, along with a fun form of self care, is to do some retail therapy, of course. I'm just really in the mood to go like window shopping and visit some stores on my list that have been on my list for months, but I've never really gotten a chance to go because every time I'm in the area, it's always like past 8 or 7 p.m. and they're all closed. I'm also just really excited to just kind of see what's in for spring. I've never ever visited the Reformation here in Houston, and Reformation has been a brand that I admired since I don't even know, before 2020, like when Best Dressed was still like dominating YouTube. And the only Reformation store that I've gone to visit in person is actually in Boston. So really random that I had to fly all the way to the East Coast to finally visit a Reformation, even though I have one here like 20 minutes from my house. I'm also just really looking forward to try things outside of my budget, but also outside of my comfort zone. With spring here, basically, it's now March, and finally 80-something degrees here in Houston. I'm just really ready to admire all the frills and florals and beautiful feminine designs that come with the spring season on all these new spring releases. I'm also fresh off of watching all of the Fashion Week content from NYC and Europe. So I feel like the mood that I'm in this morning for when it comes to shopping, it's a little bit more adventurous than I think I would normally be, just because I have all of these fresh ideas in my head. So we'll do that. We'll shop and yap, and it'll be fun. All right, let's go.
Hi guys. So we just hit up the stores that I really wanted to see, and to be honest, really only vibes in Reformation. I think the other ones were just kind of like more either not really any of the items in store were things that I've been eyeing, or on top of that, super like event wear, and I have nowhere fancy to be within the next few months. So I'm still stuck. I fell in love with the red dress from Reformation. It is absolutely stunning, and I don't think a single other dress in my life has ever made me look that fabulous. Like waist wear, when I put it on, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna get blown away by the wind. I love window shopping, but this is the hardest part about it, is that I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna get anything, and then I try it on and I'm like, wait, I don't think I can live without it. Obviously I know that I can, but I'll probably think about it for the rest of my life.
Okay, so we are at Postino's. I've been wanting to talk about some of the conversations that I've been seeing online about influencers. Have you seen that? Okay. This week, I've been rotting a little bit after work. And one of the top things that I keep seeing on my For You page is just people talking about how New York influencers are really boring.
New York?
New York specifically. And some of the things that they're saying are that the reason that they're so boring is because they're pretty much like copy paste versions of each other. They all live in the same areas, they all wear the same clothes, and that the only thing that they're good at is consumerism. So basically just buying shit and then telling you what to buy. And when I see that, like, a lot of people feel different ways, you know, like, do I think these people deserve all this hate? Probably not, because at the end of the day, the people that watch them are the people that made them famous, right? So if they have over 1 million people following them and you guys have an issue with it, well, 1 million people follow them. So I feel like it's almost like a moment where you see like the Spider-Mans pointing at each other for who's to blame here.
Yeah.
But
If you're following,
yeah, if they have a following, then it's really the fault of the people that gave them that platform, I guess. Not that I don't think that they deserve their platform, because at the end of the day, do I really think that what they're doing is harmful? Not really. Back to the fact that people think they're boring. Obviously, I don't think this is exclusive to people in New York, because content creators exist everywhere. And you could turn around and say like, oh, like LA influencers are really boring or whatever. It's just a different breed of the same people. However, I do think that this is not a unique conversation. It's something that people have been saying for a while, and that I think the idea of what an influencer is kind of dying. What we see as influencers today,
it's not the same as like a few years
No,
back when
it's
YouTube,
not.
everyone had like their own niche. And
Exactly. It is not the same as when YouTube was in its prime and we had a lot more interesting people that had a platform. Not to say that like these consumerism titans haven't always existed. Of course they have. But how much effort does it take to make a 60-second TikTok video? Not much at all, in my opinion, right? Because I'm someone who's always been obsessed with YouTube and fell in love with the idea of making content because of YouTubers. The effort that it takes to make a YouTube video is, like, in my opinion, I'd say like 10 times harder than making a TikTok video, because I can make a TikTok video in like 30 seconds. It'll get a couple thousand views, a couple likes, or in 300, really. It depends on the day. It takes me anywhere from like 4 to 6 hours to make a YouTube video from start to finish. And at the end of the day, like, how well can you get to know someone in the span of 60 seconds? None. I've only put up close to about like, 10 videos on YouTube, and I feel like my personality comes across so much better on YouTube than it does on TikTok, because I just have more time to talk and be on camera. So all of this to say, I think the idea of people getting really tired of influencers and how little substance their content has really reinforces the mantra that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. And it's just the idea to create for the sake of creating from I think, my most authentic place. So instead of going online and seeing what's trending and trying to figure out how I can fit into those trends, I'm a lot more invested in creating things that I would genuinely watch, with things that are different, and sharing my thoughts genuinely online than, I don't know, just fitting into the next best thing. Why did I ever stop drinking? This is so good. So yeah. That's my biggest takeaway, is it just reinforces this idea that I don't really want to be like anybody else. I want to be 100% myself and keep making content that is interesting to me and truly reflects who I am. I genuinely feel like if I didn't have YouTube as a creative outlet, I'd kind of like explode. I don't know how I existed before I had the opportunity to work on creative projects every single week. And to be honest, I think that's one of the most valuable things you can take away from content creation, is like, it's a muscle that you exercise week to week or day to day, depending on how often you create things. But the more often that you're pumping out ideas and reflecting and being creative, the easier it actually is to be. I feel like I used to turn on the camera and I used to not be able to say more than 5 words out loud without scripting myself. Yeah.
Off the dome.
Off the dome, off the cuff.
Thank you. And then the second minute for the salad.
I love myself a crispy one.
Okay, so now we're leaving. That was the end of my shopping trip. I remained strong and I did not get the red dress. I'll continue to think about it for sure. I could always order it online. It just felt like for today we have other really big projects coming up and I couldn't justify that purchase just yet. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not I get it in the future. But that's it for today's shopping vlog. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, and that's it. Bye.